welcome back to Beat of the Soul. So, it was just an ordinary day on July 19th, and then I received a DM from Cherri, and I was like, no, is this actually happening right now? I was so happy. It just filled me with so much joy because I've never been invited to an album listening party before, and I've never been to one. So the fact that I received that DM from her and I was personally invited, it was like a purpose confirmation for me. It was like people are actually seeing what you're doing, people are acknowledging you, and they actually want you to be there. And it just meant a lot to me. It really, really meant a lot to me. So I will always remember Cherri for that. You never forget your first, as they say. So I will always remember her and respect her and love her for that. I asked if I could bring a +1 as well because I didn't want to go by myself. Because it's weird, there's things that I do like going to by myself, like concerts, certain events, things like that. But for this, I thought it'd be nice if I could bring someone with me. So I was allowed to bring a +1, and I asked my friend Banji if she wanted to come, and she was able to come. So I was glad that she was able to come to the listening party with me. And quick shout out to Banji. If you don't know about her, get to know. She's one of my favorite content creators, and I'm not just saying that because she's my friend. She's so talented. Her editing, her looks, she's just fire. Definitely check out her content if you haven't already. So the day of the album listening party finally came around, August 8th, 2023. I will remember that date. And I was listening to Cherri's music whilst I was getting ready. I feel like it just put me in a really nice space to be listening to her music as I'm going to her album listening party, or as I'm getting ready to go to her album listening party. And prior to that day, the weather had been quite awful, as all of you know who live in the UK, and some of you may know if you don't live in the UK. But we have had an absolute disgusting summer. Our summer was awful. And I'm recording this in September whilst we're having a heat wave. Well, I know September is still a part of summer, but I think usually people don't associate September with sun. But anyway, on that day, prior to that day, the weather had been awful. But on this day, the sun had come out. And I remember during the day, I think I went to the gym. I was just running errands. And I was just thinking, Cherri done brought the sun out. It's going to be a good evening. So the venue was at Kindred in Hammersmith, and that was my first time at that venue. I've been to that kind of location though, because the area in which it's located is kind of near Eventim Apollo, and I've been to quite a few concerts there. And I think the location is really interesting. It's kind of as you come out of one of the exits of the station, the venue is just there. But on the outside, it looks really beautiful, and because it was a nice day, the sun was just making the venue glow even more. So we registered all fine, and then as we entered the area of the album listening party, there was this beautiful display. And the first thing I want to do, I'm a sentimental person, so best believe I got out of that phone and was capturing my content. It was so beautiful. I loved all of the little details, and because I'm filming this video so late, I've seen Cherri do her recaps of all the hard work that went into creating this album listening party and all the hard work that's gone into her album promotion. And Cherri did the artwork herself. Do you know how amazing that is? I was just like, wow, you go girl. The life of an independent artist is not easy. You have to do everything. But at the same time, it allows you to, utilize different skills and be resourceful. The details were just so beautiful, from the color scheme to the Polaroid pictures to the scrolls of the lyrics. She had a little double-decker bus, which is reflective of one of the song titles on the album. She had a journal. I just loved and appreciated all those little things. So after we got some content by the display, we went to the toilet. The toilets were really nice at Kindred. I just wish there was a space, like a shelving unit type thing, where you could put your bag when you're washing your hands, or if you just need to sort yourself out, you just want somewhere to put your bag. And we took a cute mirror video and some pictures. And then as we were leaving the toilet, there was this sign that I saw, which is kind of like a what's on sign, what's going on at Kindred. And I was like, oh, I think Banji noticed it first. Or I can't remember, we might have noticed it at the same time, but we just had a little look at it. And I'm like, oh, this looks like a vibe. Seems like they do really cool events and different types of live music there. So I think Kindred will definitely be seeing me again. If you've been to Kindred before, to any of their shows or events, let me know. What did you see and how did you find it? And I think it's really clever that they had that sign in that specific location, because obviously we spotted it, we stopped and we took a look. So I feel like it's smart of them to have that there. Then when we came back up to the main area, I took some more content by the display, and then we went to the bar area. And I love how the drinks on the cocktail menu were named after songs on the album. I thought that was really creative. And the design of the menu was really pretty as well. They had cocktails, mocktails, but I didn't get one. Because we got there at a good time, it wasn't super busy. So we kind of had, well, yeah, it wasn't that busy. So we could still have a good kind of selection of where we wanted to sit. And I feel like we chose a good area to sit because it had like a nice overview of everything in front of us. So we kind of, we were basically pretty much at the back. And it was a nice kind of stool, table set up. And then there were even more details on the actual table, with more like Polaroids and Cherri's business cards. I just loved that. Then as we were sitting down, Banji and I were just catching up on life, and we were talking about music as well. And Banji, one thing about her, she has like a good attention to detail, and she's very curious. And I can't remember how we got into the subject, but we were talking about Apple Music, and then she was like, what does the star mean? Like, I've always wondered what that star means. I was like, you know what, like, I don't even think I've really noticed it like that or paid attention to it. So one thing that I have to do, like, I have to Google it to find out what the answer is. And then I did that and I was like, oh, okay. And if I remember correctly, I'm going to put a screenshot of what Google says. But if I remember correctly, it means that if it's starred, like if you're viewing an album, for example, and you see stars, it means that those are the most liked songs. And I was like, wow, I didn't even know that. So that was a cool little revelation. So the host was Kamilah 5-star. Loved that there was a host of the album listening party. And I loved her energy and the introduction she did.
We're here for the listening party of the year. And if you're not here for the listening party of the year, there is the door. We're not tolerating it this year. Zero tolerance in 23. And I need you to show her as much energy as what she's put into this album. She's given you blood, sweat, tears, exposed her whole being. Gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to the stage Miss Cherri V. And we got everything tonight, you know. We got beauty, brains, vocals, body, oddy, like, yo, what more do you lot want? And you got me too.
So the structure of the album listening party was that Cherri and Kamilah would talk, introduce a track, and then talk some more about that track. Let's take a look at some of what Cherri had to say about track 1.
Journal entry from August 2019, narrated by a special friend and another artist. Make some noise for Bea Anderson. I only wanted people that were involved in this project to have like really championed me, and I just want to say on the record, like, it's very, very hard for female artists to support each other, and especially when you're told there's only room for so many amount of people to actually read it. But there's one actually that I left on the display. But yeah, I just find it like cleansing and therapeutic.
And so this was important to put in this album because was it the start of the end? Was it the end of the end? Where was this in your journey?
It was just coming to the realization of like, nothing is just down to one person, you know? And I think sometimes when you're actually really honest with yourself and you own you're part of the relationship going bad or the ending of a relationship, you're able to heal a lot better.
Yeah, I hear that.
As someone who journals a lot, I like that the album opened with a journal entry. I thought that really set the tone of the album. And obviously the album is called The Red Journal, so it makes sense why it would open with a journal entry. And Cherri talked about why she had Bea Anderson narrate that journal entry. And it was great to hear about the camaraderie between the two women artists, because there's kind of a narrative out there that, you know, there can only be one woman on top, or women are very catty and competing against each other. So it is nice when you see relationships that oppose that stereotypical narrative. Cherri talked about being a divorcee and the impact of it. So, for example, she talked about feeling like a failure. And she was just very real and vulnerable and honest throughout this whole album listening party. And I feel like a lot of people will be able to relate to different themes within the album. Cherri shouted out Progression for writing the bar, "I know my purpose, and that's why I made the decision to end it on purpose." I like that bar as well. Cherri talked about how she knew that she could start again and that there'd be a silver lining at the end of her marriage. I love the message of this song, but sonically it's not my fave. But over time, the more I've listened to the album, this song has grown on me, but I wouldn't say it's my favourite song.
How did you know that there was a silver lining?
It's just belief, I feel. I just feel like it's belief. I just thought there's no way that we can be in this big wide world and I'm never going to find somebody else. I'm never going to meet someone else. I was like, I'm a good you sometimes. So there must be someone out there that I can find and connect with.
Is that about self-confidence or is that about faith?
It's both. Because I feel like if I know that I'm willing to do the work and go on that journey of healing, which I'm still doing, it's not linear, and healing's not linear, and there's no way me saying I'm perfect, but if I know that I'm willing to do that, then there's somebody that's going to meet me in that place. You know? That's what I'm saying, I feel like healing isn't linear, innit? Like, there might be something that might trigger you, something that happened in your past or in a past relationship that you're still navigating through now, but I just feel like if you're committed to do the work, then you're already winning. I don't know.
So you know when I was talking about earlier about there being the double-decker bus in the display area? This is why, because of the song Double Decker. And it's about people throwing you under the bus, which I think is really clever wordplay. Cherri also talked about acting out in pain, but she took accountability for her actions. And I absolutely love this song. This is definitely one of my favourite tracks on the album. I love the strings on this song. I love the melody. It's just so catchy. Big and red is my favourite colour. You threw me under the double-decker. Yeah. You whisper, you whisper, you whisper, you whisper, you whisper, you whispers. I love that part. Yeah. Big and red is my favorite color. You threw me under the double-decker. Yeah. Tune.
So there was two to tango, innit? We ignore red flags. We think we can change. We look at projects and think, oh yeah, it's a bit like that, but I can change it to something like that, and it doesn't work. So yeah, Double Decker was about me highlighting that, and also just kind of looking at myself again, and just feeling the pain of everything.
So, can we play Double Decker and really hear the depth of what you're talking about?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's hear Double Decker. And we see a project and we say, yeah, I've got what it takes. But also it's about you, because is that making you feel good?
But that's ego, isn't it? That's what the ego is really high, like in the room.
So you can't really resent that person because they came with who they are, but you saw that.
Listen to me.
You knew the person.
Listen to me. That's why
you can't
owning your own things is very important.
Yeah. And that's why I think the peace has to come now.
Yes.
Because everyone came with them, and you knew what you signed up for, you knew what you signed up for, but you both chose to enter that situation. And now you chose to leave that situation.
I'm looking at myself in the mirror like, really? Is it, yeah? Is that you, yeah? Alright, say nothing.
Because you can't stand up on this pedestal and say that you didn't do wrong, because you did. But you've learned, you've changed, and you're going to grow. So, you got lonely. Anybody lonely in here? Oh, me too, you know. I'm telling you. I wouldn't believe it.
All of this, ain't you?
All of this.
This is my favourite song on the album. The way I will repeat this song, woo! I love it, I love it, I love it. Cherri talked about how Progression and Savannah spoke life into her, so it was great to hear about the people involved in this album. Savannah's pen game is strong. We found out that she wrote on Flo's Cardboard Box, and I wasn't familiar with her before, so I'm following her now, and I'm excited to see what she posts and keep up to date with her career journey. Cherri said that Savannah provided fresh ears and a fresh approach to songwriting. Now, this is my song. I love it so, so much. It's just, I love it. It's my favorite part is, please, I got needs. Would you believe you never see it on my face? Who needs rain when these tears feel this way? Leaves in the wind, brown, red or green, what season is this? Do 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 do. Why do you follow me around? Do 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 do. I believe one day you'll be gone. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. La da 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 da. Listen, the whole song a banger. My singing is so awful. Cherri also talked about how she was on Hinge at one point when getting back out there. And when she said that, my mind just went into like artist partnership mode. And I was like, Hinge need to work with her. If anyone knows anyone who works at Hinge, you need to hook this up, and there needs to be some sort of campaign or partnership because of what the subject matter of parts of the album is about when it comes to like divorce and getting back out there. I feel like Hinge would be a great brand for her to work with, and especially as she's actually used it. It's not like it's a brand that she's not familiar with or hasn't used, so I feel like the authenticity is there. And I feel like there's a lot of divorcee women or men out there, non-binary people who would want to get back out there, may have been divorced and would find healing in Cherri's album, and then combined with Hinge as a way to find someone new again and just getting back into the motion of dating. Because if you've been married for a long time, the streets have changed, so it might be hard getting back out there. So I feel like there should be some sort of campaign done between the two, or they could do an event. Like, there's so much that they could do. My mind was just racing.
Why is there laughter? High expectations. Yeah. Okay.
In personality, yeah.
So we're gonna now listen to the next track, which introduces this idea that you were ready for love.
Well, sort of, kind of.
What do you mean?
Well, sometimes in that journey, along that journey, I kind of felt like I was ready, but I also met people who weren't ready. And that's where situationships come in, and that's where it's just not, it's just not right. But you think that, if you kind of show somebody a certain quality or whatever.
But wait. I feel like we're going back to the beginning.
No.
All their money's in therapy. You're still trying to change someone.
No. See, healing isn't linear. See, I was trying to show him, like, my love and how nurturing and nice I could be, but he just wasn't ready for love. And I thought that if I was good enough, then maybe he'd be ready for love. But
I think she should have invested in 10 more sessions.
Ready for Love is another one of my favourite songs on the album. The vocal production is stunning. And I love how 3 of my favourite songs in the album are all together. So Double Decker, Lonely One and Ready for Love. It's just like hit after hit after hit. And the chorus is very thought-provoking as well. Like, I'll never be good enough for a man who isn't ready for love. It doesn't matter what you bring to the table. If someone isn't ready to be loved, then it's unlikely that the relationship or whatever the ship is going to last.
And it's just a reminder. Ready for Love is a reminder that it has to be aligned. You have to be on the same page, and you both have to want the same things.
So, should we introduce someone to the stage?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Go for it.
Everyone make some noise for my guitarist, Joe. I think I should sing a little bit anyway.
Yeah. It's all well and good hearing the album, but we need to hear her blow, correct?
Yeah.
I've got you aware, haven't I?
Hi, Joe. Welcome to the stage. Give it up for Joe now. So, Joe, you're going to play Ready for Love. Are you ready? For love. Yeah.
I sat down with Joe a lot during just coming out of lockdown? And Nathaniel. Where's Nathaniel? Make some noise for Nathaniel. I remember, like, I played, is it a safe space for me to say it? Yeah, I played the original, I went back and I done this album twice, yeah? I done the original album that I played to Nathaniel. Nathaniel was like, nah, cause you need to come better than I'm not gonna lie. Let me introduce you to some people. And we introduced him to Joe, and we created a lot of, well, all of the acoustic, most of the acoustic tracks on the album. So yeah, this is Ready for Love. Hey, oh, yeah. Ooh, Hey, I say that I'm leaving, knowing I ain't going nowhere. Don't really believe it, so I call him whenever I go. Say I'm misleading, but love don't ever take me there. Say it ain't fair, but I'm waiting again. How many more times, how many more tries? My only survivor, you might be ready someday soon. Holding it tighter, hands on the Bible. I know I'm good enough, I know I'm good enough. It ain't me. Oh yeah, I should know I'll never be good enough for a man who isn't ready for love. I heard it all before. I'll never be good enough for a man who isn't ready for love, 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 yeah. Yeah. I should know. Don't lie to yourself, guys. Just don't lie to yourself.
Why are you looking me deep in my eye when you say
Don't lie to yourself. No. I just think you always know, don't lie to yourself. Someone who's intentional is always going to scream louder than the ones who are Mr. Cool or Mrs. Cool and playing it cool. And if somebody calls you confusion, dash them where?
Why do you keep looking at me there?
Because I'm talking to you, innit?
No, I'm not.
Right, everybody dash them away, okay? Everybody dash them away, eyeballs.
Cherri talked about how Jessie was the perfect person to narrate this entry, as they've known each other for over 15 years. It was great to hear Jessie on this record because it was kind of like an out of sight, out of mind kind of situation with her. Like, I'd low-key kind of forgotten about her. So it was great to be reminded of her here. And I know she did a Stephen Bartlett episode, which I was watching recently. I can't remember if I finished it or if I still need to finish it. But it's a very great, very, very great interview or conversation, should I say. I really enjoyed that episode. If you haven't watched it, I definitely recommend watching it. So shout out to Jessie J.
Marriage at the wedding, someone who knows the journey, and somebody that I've confided in a lot about the journey and my processes through it. So it was apt to have her do this journal entry because I feel like it's very her as well. It's very much like, don't tell me anything. I'm very strong. We're literally born on the same day, Aries crew. Not same year, but same day, yeah. But yeah, we're Aries crew, so we're like mirrors. So we look at each other and we see, I know you're brother, I know you're on, you know, I know you're on. So yeah, there's a synergy there, and it just felt important for someone who's been close to me on the journey to narrate this part.
Lovely, so I'd like to introduce August the 6th, 2019, narrated by Jessie J. Chapter ends today. Pick up yourself, Jessie J. was a big entry for you. So that was your finality, you're moving forward. Did you feel free?
That was, yeah. I mean, I just intended to free up myself by just owning it and say, look, you know, I know that I was wrong. And you know what, I remember having a conversation because I felt like my words were never heard, my apologies were never heard, my remorse was never received. And I got to a point where I realised that the only way that my remorse and my apologies would be heard would be reconciliation. And that was never on the cards for me.
This is another one of my favourite songs for the album, but it's almost weird to say that because it's such a sad song and sad topic. It's a beautiful song, beautiful songwriting with lyrics such as holy hands and lay your hands where the sun don't shine. I've never heard these kind of matters being written about like this. So I feel like it's very creative. It says so much without saying a lot. Like it's not explicit, but you get exactly what she's saying at the same time. After this song was played at the album listening party, Cherri received a standing ovation from a lot of the audience. It's a very powerful song. Kamilah even said that it's difficult to say that it's a beautiful song, and that's, like I just said, that's exactly how I felt. I appreciate Cherri for sharing her story, and I think people who have been through those situations will be able to relate to this. There's so many different themes throughout the album, and I feel like this album will do very well because of that relatability and authenticity and vulnerability. And again, my creative mind was just racing like the artist partnerships thing with Hinge. I don't know, when I listen to this song, it's very visual for me. And I just thought like if there's any TV show or film or like advert that cover any sort of media that covers this subject matter, I feel like this song would really complement those kind of visuals or that storytelling. I feel like her music would be great for like sync opportunities. Again, I really appreciated Cherri's vulnerability and honesty. She talked about every time she hears the song, it takes her back to that time. And yeah, it just got me thinking about it's such a blessing and a curse being an artist when you write about real things that happen to you, especially if it's traumatic, because every time you perform that song, you're dragged back to that place. And that must be a lot, like having to relive that every time you perform. It's like, I saw Ray open up for SZA recently, and she had a song that talks about similar things that Cherri is talking about. And that must be sad. And I can't believe that the person Cherri is talking about in that song is still out there harming people. And I hope all of his victims will be okay, and I hope they're able to heal. Cherri wanted to make it clear that despite what she went through, she's not against the church, and she said not to let one horrible person tarnish your idea on a space or place. And it's amazing how she can think like that. And I like what Triple O said about there being purpose in pain. I think that is so true. This is another one of my favourite songs from the album, and Cherri performed this live. I love how we were treated to live vocals. Cherri can sing. Her voice is stunning. And I like how you can hear the English accent on certain words that she says when she sings.
I was given strict instructions not to push on this one. So, I'd like to introduce Joe once again to the stage.
Woo!
And this is Royal. Miss Cherri V, take the mic.
Let's go.
Oh no.
I've been told not to push on this in terms of like asking further questions about the song, so kind of just swiftly moved on. But like listening to the songs kind of made me feel like I was back in English literature, where you have to like read and watch things and listen to things and analyze it to try to decipher what she is talking about in a song. And I think it's quite obvious, but I'm not going to expand on it into detail here, because if she didn't want to expand on it at an album listening party, I don't think it would be right for me to be doing that here. But I think if you listen to the song, it's obvious what she's talking about. And I think the songwriting is so beautiful, where it's like two queens in one castle. I never knew it would rain so strong. Oh, what a royal love. I love the double entendre for the word rain and the royal themes and the wordplay throughout that song. It's really clever songwriting.
Whole lot of love. Two queens and one castle. To say this I'm not allowed. We could both dance around it, but two queens can't run my castle. But you deserve the crown, so don't you let go. Oh, what a royal love. I never knew it would rain so strong.
This was a great track to end with, as we've heard everything Cherri has been through, and now we get to hear all about the reward she's received for the new love she's found. And I think just like the storytelling of the album, the sequencing, the structuring of it is really, really cleverly done. It just works so well. And Cherri performed this song as well, and it was just beautiful. Her partner was there. And yeah, it's kind of going back to what Triple O was saying, like there's purpose in pain. And I guess it kind of links back to the song where, what song was it where she was saying how there's like a silver lining? Purpose. Yeah. Kind of links back to the song Purpose, which is that the first song on the album? Yeah, that's the first actual song. So I think that's quite like a full circle moment. The first song talks about like there being there's a silver lining, and the end song is kind of like you see what one of those silver linings can be, like finding a new love. Similar to Purpose though, like I feel the same with Reward. I think the message of the song is beautiful, but it's not my favourite sonically. But I can listen to the whole album front to back. But those two songs are not my favourites.
And reward comes often after struggle and hard work and energy and reflection. And you found your reward. In here? So tell me about your reward then, Salsa.
What do you want to know?
I don't want to know everything. I need all the tea. Piping.
I wrote this song because that's how I truly feel. I feel like I've spoken to many women who have been so conflicted about leaving long-term relationships because they feel like they're never going to be anyone again. We spoke about that earlier, didn't we? And also with this album, I kind of wanted to be a true testament of that. You can start again. You can make better decisions for yourself. And you can meet your equal. And you can be happy again.
You're grinning the most teeth.
Yeah.
I mean, coming from where you've come from, and I mean, a certain reward is in the room. It must be a beautiful place to be, eh?
It's a stunning place to be.
Is it?
Absolutely stunning.
It's like
well,
this
that as
is,
well.
that too, but this is the natural glow and peace within that you feel accomplished and actualized and at peace.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing like peace. And true love brings peace. How do you know when that love was real love versus what we spoke about earlier in the ready for love situationships, getting there? How did you know that this was it?
I was just able to be my true, authentic, unfiltered, uncensored self. felt safe emotionally in a relationship my entire life. Until now. I'm not even looking over there because he's going to cry.
It's so, like, honestly, I'm gushy. It's so lovely to hear love, like, as you said, the genuine, the pure, the kind, the patient love. So, like, would you get married again?
1,000%.
Yeah! I want this for you. I love this for you. But are you, like, hard to love, though?
No, he said no. I think I am, you know. And he says, stop your eyes. I think I am, but I think we all think we are, innit? Because we just like, we know when we're annoying, like, come on, we're grown, we know we're being annoying, we know we're being insecure and talking about, look at me, I look fat, or I look too small, or my hair's messy, or whatever.
If it doesn't work.
Well, do you know what? Here's my thing, yeah? I'm speaking on this relationship only, and I even wrote a song about it called Forever Mine. And I was literally just saying, in life, there's no guarantees. And the reason why I'm saying that, because obviously I've been married, I'm divorced, innit? But let me tell you something. If this thing broke down tomorrow, yeah, God forbid it doesn't, but if this thing broke down tomorrow, I am privileged and honoured, yeah, to experience this love. So even if it doesn't work out, I am forever moved by this relationship. Forever moved.
I love this. Give thanks a lot.
And it's from the depths of Jamaica. Give thanks.
Give thanks. And I know you feel the same, innit? I felt it. I feel it. Deep within. Oh, you make me want to try again. I know, innit? I feel warm and gushy, not hard and evil and...
It's not hard and evil.
Oh, please.
This is the last song on my album, dedicated to my Habibi. I knew would become available for me to live experience. This is so brand new. You know that you changed the game. No need to fight anymore. Falling this time ain't the same. 'Cause I know that you're my reward. I'm in a different space. We shine despite every flaw. Falling this time ain't the same.
Taken me high, low, sideways, choke up, tears up, happy. And that's what we want from an album. And I really want to encourage everyone who hasn't to stream, download, and continue to support. You're here because we support her. And we're going to continue to support her. And we pray that this album takes the legs that it needs to and runs to the top of charts. To different countries, to different avenues, to reach different hearts. So we thank you for this album. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the phenomenal Cherri V.
I love you all. You're all in the room because you've engaged with me, you've supported me. Some I've actually met today just from speaking online, and I appreciate each and every one of you for coming here today and celebrate this moment with me. So thank you. We're gonna just play some mellow vibes and have a drink and have a little mingle, and then we have to get out of here. But thank you for this.
Ultimate pleasure to be part of this journey, and you know I would have never said no. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, show huge love for my favourite, Cherri V. Alright, let's mingle, innit? Talk to us.
So post-album listening party, people were just mingling, chilling, vibing, and I had to go up to Cherri to thank her and praise her for this amazing event and thank her for inviting me, because I was just so grateful. And especially if you were there as well, you would know it was a very intimate setting, and you'll see on the video like there wasn't a lot of people there, so it just made me even more grateful and appreciative that she actually invited me. I was still like very scared to go up to her because I'm a very socially anxious person. I'm very awkward as well sometimes, and social anxiety will mess me up sometimes. But I was like, no, like I can't just turn up to this event and not speak to her. And obviously like everyone's trying to speak to her, like congratulate her, praise her, catch up with her. I did finally get to meet her and thank her and say what I loved about the event and everything, so that was great. And I asked for a picture, so we got some cute pictures together as well. So shout out to you, Cherri, and thank you so much once again. I will never forget this day. And then Banji was also able to meet her and like speak with her as well, so yeah, it was really cool. And they had this really cool photo booth there as well, so we went to go take some pictures and videos, and I really liked that whole setup, and the people who were operating it were really nice as well. I put the name of the company on the screen. Definitely check them out if you need a photo booth or something. And yeah, just like the way like technology has evolved now with these photo booths, like you can just get them straight to your phone. It's amazing. Then after that we left, and it was crazy. On my way home I went to King's Cross and I could hear this music. I'm like, where's this music coming from? Let me follow the music. You know me, I love a bit of music. Let me follow it. And then all of a sudden, it was like this salsa party in King's Cross, like pretty much outside King's Cross station. I'm like, okay, like I felt like I was abroad. You know when you're abroad and the vibes are just great, it's warm. I was just like, this is not London. This is not the UK. This is not England. What's going on? And it was just so beautiful to see. The music was popping. I had Shazam out. I was just witnessing everyone dancing, vibing. I had a little dance myself. Oh, it was amazing. It brought me so much joy, and I feel like it was the perfect way to end the beautiful evening that we just had. Like, it was a very musical evening. So my final thoughts, as I said before, I love how the event was structured by talking and introducing a song, playing that song and then talking some more. It was just perfect. And I just admired Cherri's vulnerability throughout. Like, it's not easy to be vulnerable just in general, let alone being a visible person and an artist. So I really respect that. I also loved her use of patois throughout the night as well. She's a true Jamaican.
God have mercy,
Right?
have a little mingle and then we have to get out here. You get a free ticket today. That try and buy a ticket to see me next time. That is all the bits you don't like.
All the bits.
From the depths of Jamaica, give thanks.
Kamilah, shout out to Kamilah every time. She was a brilliant host, and her and Cherri are really funny. I love their chemistry.
That is all the bits you don't like.
All those bits.
Yeah, sorry, baby, sorry.
It's
sir.
fine. I don't get it often. So anyway, right now.
Cherri took us through so many emotions in such a short space of time, and not everyone can do that. So I feel like it was powerful, but it was also like, wow, like we were sad, like we were happy, like there were just so many different emotions, like anger, so many different emotions felt throughout the night. And back to the vulnerability point as well, there are things that she told us like that were only for that room as well. So for her to be open and share certain things was beautiful as well. And despite my faves being songs like Lonely One, Ready for Love, Double Decker, Royal and The Gospel, it's a no skip album. I can happily listen to the other songs as well. Shout out to the guy who was playing just like the actual tracks during the album listening party. I've forgotten his name, completely forgotten his name. But it was funny because there were the songs that Cherri was performing live, he didn't know because he hadn't been briefed. So he would play the song and then Cherri would be like, we're playing this live. And bless him, he probably felt like, girl, why didn't you tell me this before? But it was just funny, like it was just funny. And I think, yeah, we were able to make light of it, and then Cherri shouted him out as well, and we all gave him a cheer and round of applause, so that was nice.
Hey, Alf, sorry.
Shout out to everyone involved in the event. It was so smooth and well put together. Shout out to Rachel. I know she is a big part of this event being a success, because I saw how Cherri shouted her out. So yeah, just well done to everyone. It was brilliant. I'm just so happy for Cherri. She's produced a brilliant body of work, and I think that so many people will be able to relate to the different songs in the album. She's incredibly talented. Her voice is beautiful. Her songwriting is incredible. Those involved in the project did an amazing job. Shout out to Joe as well, who played the guitar on some of the tracks, and he played live with Cherri as well. His playing is beautiful. And I was able to speak to him and quickly praise him, because I've seen him live at Fireball Sessions last year. So yeah, shout out to him. Just shout out to everyone involved. And Cherri's creativity, it shines even further through the way she's been promoting this album. Like, I really respect the work ethic. It's inspiring me to even like be more consistent. Like, every time I would come on my Instagram feed, I would see something from Cherri. And it wasn't just like meaningless content either. Like, you can tell it's been well thought out, like well curated, but also it's like very real. I hope all her hopes for the album are achieved, and then some. If you haven't listened to this album, you need to. And when you do, let me know what you think of the album in the comment section. And if you're looking to go to more live shows, definitely follow Cherri so you can keep up to date with when she's performing. I know, because when I see her promote the album, she always lists her live dates. So I'm hoping by the time that I put this out, there'll still be some live shows that you can go to. But if not, still follow her, because I'm sure she'll be touring again and performing again next year. Thank you so much for listening to my commentary. This is a really special video for me because it was my first album listening party, so there'll never be a video like this again, because you're going to only go to your first album listening party once. So yeah, this video will go down in history. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and if you liked it, please like and share it with those who you think will like it too. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Take care. Bye.